Hey, what's up, guys? This is a immediate reaction video, and it's gonna be a quick one to Dimitri Bivol beating Canelo tonight. Um, I actually did a pre-fight video for this fight, which I will upload probably before this video. All right, so it's in chronological order on my channel. I did not get to upload it because I was traveling out of town and got busy and just did not get to doing it. All right. But I made some money off Bivol beating Canelo by decision. I felt that if he did beat Canelo, that it would be by decision. Now I am not an expert on Bivol. I have not watched many of his fights, but I knew that the guy was respected. I knew he was respected for a reason. His amateur pedigree, which I pointed out in my pre-fight video. Um, this I'm not surprised by this outcome, guys. You know, we saw Caleb Plant. In my opinion, I thought Caleb Plant was dominating Canelo. Um, he just got caught with a shot and got knocked out. All right. He was dominated to the point where I kicked him out of my top 5 pound for pound. And the question could have been asked. I don't know if I pointed this out in my pre-fight video, but the way that he was dominated by Plant, it was open to ask that, hey, is Canelo regressing, right? And I know that might be a bit shocking and kind of, before this Bivol fight for sure, that people will say that, but, Canelo has been a pro since 15. He's going to be 32 this year. He's going to get old before he really should. I think Canelo was talking about fighting until he was 37 or something like that. If I was advising Canelo, I'd tell him to retire at 35. When he turned 35 to retire, it'd be 20 years in the game. But I think that question can be asked again. Now, of course, he was fighting a natural light heavyweight. Arguably the best light heavyweight in the world. We saw him in a close fight against Kovalev, who was not in his prime. Some people said Kovalev was shot. He was not shot. He just knocked out Anthony Yard. He just was not peak prime Kovalev. He was not the crusher. But even, not prime Kovalev was in a very close fight with Canelo. All right. So, and he, of course, a natural light heavyweight. So, if he could be in a close fight with Canelo, why couldn't this, big ass prime, light heavyweight champion with, tons of amateur experience, who can move, why couldn't he be competitive? Why couldn't he have a chance? And from his record, I didn't foresee him stopping Canelo because while he had 11 knockouts out of 19 victories, his most notable stop was Sullivan Barrera, and Barrera was on his feet, at the time of the stoppage. So, some of his more notable names that he fought, he did not stop. But and of course Canelo has not been knocked down or knocked out. And I just didn't see, from what I saw in his box rig, I did not think that he would stop Canelo. But of course, in this fight, hell, it was looking like it could have been a possibility of a stoppage. Even though Canelo didn't go down, Canelo faded. He really didn't have, a plan B or C. Now the first 6 rounds of the fight, I didn't get to see clearly. All right, so I cannot really comment on those. But the commentators were basically saying that you could have it 2-3, 3-2 either way. So clearly Bivol had success. I did see the first round. I thought that was a Bivol round. He was throwing a lot of punches, keeping Canelo on the outside. All right. Now, rounds 7 through 12, I did see, and I only gave Canelo one of those rounds. All right. So that's what, 5 rounds to Bivol. You give him just one round in the first half of the fight, that's a draw. All right. If he won, 1 or 2 more, he won the fight. Canelo, he got taken to the woodshed, man. There's no other way to put it. You know, Dimitri Bivol impressed the hell out of me. It was like he knew everything that Canelo was gonna throw. It was like, and it wasn't flashy defense like like Caleb Plant, like Mayweather. It was like everything that Canelo threw. Bill had his arms, his hands. He was positioning the weight to block all that shit. To prevent from getting hit to the head, prevent from getting hit to the body. It was like second nature defense, man. It got to the point where Bivol was in the pocket with Canelo, not fearing his punch. You could see that the power was leaving Canelo. He didn't have any power on his punches, and once he didn't have any power, what was his plan B? You know, what was his plan B? Bivol thinks that he pretty much blew his load in the first half of the fight, and a lot of rounds Canelo was content just stand up against the ropes, not doing nothing. All Bivol had to do was appear to be the aggressor. The punch that numbers had him throwing way more, landing way more. They only had him win this fight by one round, 115, 113. Man, I thought they was about to rob the guy, man. I thought the guy was about to get robbed. I was holding my breath. If they would have said Canelo, I think I would have fell out, man. You know, uh, I mean, hell, Mannix had him winning 117, 111. Of course, I could not do an official card, or card for me because I missed the first half of the fight. But everybody seemed to have him winning wide. The numbers had him winning wide. Once I'm able to, watch a replay of the fight, I might, come on and do a more in-depth, review and scorecard. But Canelo better not rematch this guy, man. He better not rematch this guy. I tell you, like everything that I computed about the fight, I figured if Bill did, it would be by decision. Plus 700, guys. Plus 700 on Bill by decision. Those were odds I could not pass up, even if the guy didn't pull it off. I had to take those. The money line didn't really excite me, but that plus 700, oh yeah, I had to have some of that. It was a dominant performance, man. No other way to put it. From what I saw, I can't comment on the first half of the fight, but what I saw, man, Canelo had no answers for this guy. He couldn't hit this guy. He couldn't hurt this guy. The guy was out throwing him, out landing him, had him fatigued. Hell, if Bivol would have put on more pressure and been landing more, he may have could have got a stoppage on Canelo. And in a rematch, it could be possible. I don't know what Canelo could do. He would have to land that punch like he landed on Caleb Plant, because I don't see him outboxing this guy or outworking him. Hell, Canelo faded and Bivol was strong throughout the fight. Did not fade, So, congrats to Dimitri Bivol, man. He shocked the world. I'm not super shocked. We saw Canelo go up to 175, even though he knocked out Kovalev and got a title. He was in a close competitive fight with a guy who was not at his best anymore. And he was fighting a guy who is at his best, who is in his prime, who has tons of experience. And he got beat, fair and square. So really, I think that's it, guys. Just a quick, immediate reaction from me. Like I said, maybe I'll do something more in depth. When I can see a replay of the fight. But I'm glad the guy didn't get robbed, man. That would have been a disgrace, They only had him win the fight by one round. I don't know if I agree with that. I need to, watch it and judge it. But wow, Canelo suffers his official second loss. Really this should be his third because Lara beat him. And some judges actually were sound enough and ballsy enough to judge against the guy. But hell, Canelo better. I think he better just step back and say, hey, we're gonna go ahead and fight Golovkin at 168. Go ahead and have a big money fight. He'll beat Golovkin. He'll be the favorite in that fight. But I think we have found out that 175 not for him, man. It's not. Hell, Beterbiev, that would be a fire fight. Maybe he could hurt Beterbiev, but you know, if Beterbiev is landing shots on him, man, he could get stopped. Joe Smith, maybe that's a more winnable fight for him especially if he lands Joe Smith body. But still, Joe Smith got a big punch and a big guy, so he couldn't beat Bivol, man. He should go back to 168, and they just picked wrong. They picked wrong. I give they got credit for trying, but you know he go back to 168 and maybe fight Charlo and Golovkin, and I don't Dave Benavidez. Oof, that he might not be Benavidez. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next. But Bill definitely won that fight. If they have a rematch, I don't even think Canelo gonna be the favorite in that fight. He gonna be the underdog. It might be slight. It might be close odds. They might. Odds makers gonna respect Canelo that much, but there will not be a plus 700 for Bill to win by decision. So I think that's it, guys. If I missed anything, I'll leave a comment in the comment section. Hope you enjoyed the fight. Hope you made money. A lot of sad folks in Vegas. A lot of people lost money. A lot of sad Mexicans. Cinco de Mayo 2022 sucks for a lot of people, but that's boxing, man. Eddie had the sad face when he was interviewing with Mannix. Hey, Bill was a real deal, man, and he showed it. So that's it, guys. Let me know what you think, and I'll check in soon. Thanks for watching.